Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. The air date of this episode is September 12th, 2023, here at Shabaka Black Expand and And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, our topic is the crazy political times in 2023. On this evening's Shabaka Black Experience and hence we will be having an open mic discussion on former U.S. President, the dumb and including shit, aka Donald Trump, inmate number P011358809, criminal charges in Fulton County Jail in Atlanta, Georgia. Following up. Approval rating below 40% by Biden possible impeachment, although I can't see how that would work. And then, of course, the Florida governor, the Republican presidential candidate, Ron DePanties, and his war on woke equals black people and consciousness. Dr. Cornel West under attack from the Demonrats. Will he run as a Democrat? Why do black people continue to vote for the Democratic Party and we get no vote the Symbolic Gestures for that 50-plus-year-old voting transformed in 2024. Please call in with your questions, comments, and concerns. The call-in number is 516-418-5996. If you are a cell phone carrier, it is T-Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, or Metro PCS. Make sure to add 516-418-5996 to your share plan so you will not be charged for the call. This is Season 7, Episode 380 of Woke Blacc Experience Enhanced. Okay, so we're going to remove our microphone here. I'm coming to you from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada tonight. And we're going to bring in our co-host and co-executive producer, the really Brother Chase Kuma, otherwise known as Jesse Parrish, who recently ran for mayor of Denver, Colorado, to bring some proper change there. Now, also, too,
yes, greetings, Shabaka.
Please direct all insults, derogatory comments to our chat room. Okay.
Hey, Shabaka. So we're doing an impromptu in conjunction with Frontline Black News on StreamYard. So they're listening on StreamYard right now, and I'm sharing the screen to the studio on StreamYard.
Okay, thank you so very, very much. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're on StreamYard tonight as well to end this episode with a success as such. We will continue having it going on with StreamYard. Now, the dump, to me, is perhaps one of the most educated, most ignorant SOBs that I have ever saw. Okay, this fool is guilty. He knows it. The presidential administration, the current one, knows it. The U.S. Congress knows it. But you got all these power plays going on. And then also, too, the dump is also trying to get the case moved up out of Atlanta, Georgia. I wonder why. And then I see that we have an unknown caller right here. I have a feeling I think
it's Mr. 12, Shabaka. I think it's Mr. 12.
Okay, you said who else would it be, huh?
Yeah, it has to be Mr. 12. It's either Mr. 12 or Nas, but I think I'm really get a feeling it's Mr. 12.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. He's more than welcome to join us, you know what I mean? And then pulling up some news right here that has just came across my desk, okay? We're all gonna love this, okay? I'm not gonna say through the name of what company wrote this article or what it is, because I'm sure that we are not advertising, for this garbage that comes in with this spam, from bastards over at Google, okay? NFL lawsuit bombshell. If the black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa to see how bad it is. Okay. According to a suit brought by Jim Trotter, Jerry Jones, and Terry Pagula, who made racist comments about multiple issues. This morning, Pro Football Talk tweeted out the first look NFL fans have gotten at longtime NFL reporter Jim Trotter's discrimination suit against the NFL. Trotter's suit, filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, named the NFL and NFL Network, Trotter's former employer, as defendants. The complaint filed on Trotter's behalf spanned a full 53 pages. But TFT tweeted out a few of the allegations contained therein, including allegations of statements that confirm that racial equality is still a big problem in the National Football League. Okay. Now, it also states in this garbage, remember all those in racism block letters in the end zone? Take a look at what Trotter alleges Jerry Jones and Terry Pagula have said in his presence. Trotter's lawsuit alleges in part. Okay, I'm continuing reading this garbage. Okay, as one such example, Terry Pagula, owner of the Bills, stated interference to players' protests against racial injustice us is that if the black players don't like it, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is. Okay, now I got a comment on this. Okay.
Okay.
So therefore, this reemphasizes more self-hatred and what have you, because don't get me wrong, Brother Che, you and I, we like football, everybody likes, the drama of athletic competition. And I was very, very happy to see the Las Vegas Raiders.
And you need to admit publicly, Shabaka, that the refs gave you that game and the fix was in.
Okay, so blame it on the referee.
Yep.
Okay, just like that great game called baseball. Everybody wants to kill the umpire. All right. Moving right along. Mr. Father said he raised complaints and concerns about this remark, but no action was taken. Hey, black folks, I know some action that could be taken. You know what I'm saying? To really get this bastard in the right pocket. Well, guess what? Don't buy the tickets to go to the game. You see what I mean? And then boycott all the sponsors that sponsor the particular game.
Right.
Now, we're too stupid and too damn dumb to realize that fact of macroeconomics. You see, we'll do that. Now, number 6. As another example, Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowgirls, responded to a question posed by Mr. Trotter regarding the dearth of black professionals in decision-making positions for NFL teams by stating, if blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire. Hey, guess what? We've been saying that for the last 5.5 years. It's incredible of how this fool realized that and reinforces our position
Shabaka,
on that. We've been saying that for years.
Right. Remember what that coach said, though, back in that white coach said back in the 80s? He said, we can't have black people coaching the teams. That it's bad enough that the squads are all black.
Right. And then also, too, and then I remember one owner of the NFL was saying is that you can't have the slaves running the plantation.
Oh, that was good old Jerry Jones. That was Jerry Jones of the Cowgirls.
Oh, okay. So Jerry Jones was up there wearing his dress when he said that, right?
Yep.
And he had on his rainbow
he had his tutu on.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, he had his blue and gray tutu on.
Okay. And then, and like as we stated before, Brother Perez, for the last 10 years that I'm not aware of, that if blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire. That's great news. Now, so let's look at something here, people. With the talent levels that we have in professional sports as a whole, and then, of course, as you know, as our talent level goes through the collegiate apparatus as well, too, to bring the players into the National Football League, I am quite sure, in fact, I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts, okay, that if we did that, that would be a very, very great move that we could do, and we will do. Okay, this is just a suggestion. Okay, then hire all black coaching staff. Hire an all black executive management staff. Okay, most definitely going to the inner cities, get some comp tickets to our young men and women. You see what I'm saying? And most definitely, have such organizations come out there, wherever Detroit, wherever Chicago, you see, to present what they're doing for the community. And this black family will cause an economical power shift quicker than Muhammad Ali's sting like a big combination. And they do the same thing in the National Basketball Association. Do the same thing in Major League Baseball. Yeah. Do the same thing in tennis and golf. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to bet, like I said, dollars to donuts, that it will work. They're saying it will work. Okay, let's go ahead and read some more. Okay. All righty, and this is on Stinky Bird, okay, from the jail try to complain against the NFL. Note that post attributed to Jerry Jones and Terry O'Toole. Okay, now let me see if I can pull this garbage up right here. Okay, and what we're looking at here is the post here. It has already been acknowledged by many believers that the NFL retaliated against and took vengeance on Mr. Trotter for him taking the NFL to task on its discriminatory practice. The NFL's treatment of Mr. Trotter is consistent with the documented history of silencing, retaliating against, and blackballing black men who speak out about such conduct. This is the NFL's modus operandi and part of the fabric of the league. Mr. Trotter's experience with discrimination and retaliation was not limited to this termination. Throughout his employment, Trotter witnessed and observed discriminatory and or hostile conduct by his employers, including by NFL team owners. They went entirely unchecked as a matter of standard operating procedure. And one such example, Terry Pagula, owner of the Bills, stated reference to players' protests against racial injustices that if black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is. Okay, first place, let me turn your stinking ass, cave boiling ass up. Okay. Two, we also gave the dumb bastards the concept of mathematics, geometry, engineering, medical science, and all that. Yes, so maybe we should go back to Africa and upgrade and bring up the quality of life there. And definitely do what they should do. Get rid of them stinking footage. They don't even be wiping their ass when they go to the bathroom. Another example, Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, responded to a question posed by Mr. Trotter regarding the death of black professionals in decision-making positions for NFL teams, stating if blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire. Instead of buying a team, buy 5 or 6 of them on site. Buy out the whole damn NFL. The man black family that was the one man, what the hell? That was something wrong right there. You see, and then, I'm not going to say this person's name who did a tweet. This is surprising. Rich white owners and Republicans solely for tax breaks, and they look down on any segment of society that isn't rich or white. How about that isn't white or rich? Okay, so I'm going to just put up there a like on that one right here. And then the sad part about it is, ladies and gentlemen, is that how long we have to keep getting knocked upside in. How long we as a people on a collective basis have to keep constantly being stamped on. You know what I'm saying? And what have you before we realize that we got it. It's up to us. You know what I'm saying? And then let's see if we got any callers here, okay? That might be Sarge, okay? Let's see if we got any hate mail in our chat room yet. Well, it says that we are now disconnected from the chat room. Why am I not surprised? Okay, this is, and all this here, folks, it's just what we suspect. And
Shabaka, that's because I'm in the chat room.
That's the what?
That's because I'm in the chat room.
Oh, okay. We got any comments in the chat room?
No, it's empty.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay, so our chat room is open, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so moving on to the business. Moving on to that we have here right now. Okay, is that the dope? Okay, is that they are trying to work with it, not work with it, but trying to see if they can get some justice in there. And then on. All right. Senators react to McCarthy endorsing a Biden impeachment inquiry. But my question is, what grounds do they got to impeach him for? Not saying that Biden is for black folks or what have you, but as soon as on dope, okay, that's his own personal business. You know what I'm saying? Also to Biden with the 8283 right now, okay. And then also to, we're going to feel free to prove on this sack of shit by the name of Bernie Sanders. While the others called me, we're going to find out that he accepted a scholarship from George Soros, okay? So, that's not surprising, okay? And then let's see. And then they're talking about the senators that reacted to Biden impeachment again. And let's see, McCarthy, an endorsement of Biden impeachment inquiry. Now, the sad part, if I got my civic shit together real fast, please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so Biden is impeached successfully, which I doubt, okay, that will be succeeding. And he was swearing Kamala as the president, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then let's call McCarthy become the vice president.
Oh, it would either be him, Hakeem Jeffries, or Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, well, Hakeem Jeffries, he's a Jew. Nancy Pelosi, she needs to retire. Okay, so we're a bit dollars to dollars with this fool right here. McCarthy to be the vice president. And then let's see here. Okay, so then if he was the vice president, well, guess what, folks? That he would probably do as a backup bid to keep the dumb policies going on. He will run for president.
Yep.
That is just my, miseducated guess.
And he'll start blitzing like Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell's freezing off, I'm saying, and waiting for Mitch McConnell, hopefully he's defecated and urinated on himself, we're going to get that food some diapers, you know what I mean? Okay, and then, let's see, what else is going on here?
It all depends.
Okay, now we got all this garbage up here, okay, flat out more advertisement, report the ad, not interesting ad, design issue, okay, I hit the predators, and I noticed they don't put spam up there no more. That's quite interesting. Okay, yeah, so there's a story that developed. Okay, and then they're saying is there's compelling evidence Biden used his influence for his family's enrichment. Well, I'm not mad at him if he did. Okay. Alrighty. And then they're saying is that Kayleigh McEnany slammed by for breaking traditional 911. Okay. And then Republicans blows the door interview as entire career ends in an instant. Okay. Hopefully they're talking about Bernie Salami. Okay. And then, let me see here. And then they got some more of this AI garbage up there. Okay, so they're saying that Biden is facing a formal impeachment inquiry. Okay, and then the dope, as he doing shit, stumbles over his words during the Texas rally. Okay, and then guess what?
What?
Guess what the sisters are doing again, ladies and gentlemen, down there in the South? Hurricane is on its way.
No, that's heading to the East Coast, Shabaka. That's going to either hit DC on up.
Oh, is that going to hit Florida?
No, Nigel might though.
Oh, okay, all righty. Okay. Oh, I see what you're I'm looking at the map now. Yeah, they did say they're going to loop out there up the eastern coast and it's going to head up north. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, they take the same routes the slave ships did. Shabaka? Shabaka? Uh-oh. We'll lose Shabaka? Shabaka? Okay, well, must be some technical difficulties. Shabaka? Yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, Black family, the slave ships take the hurricanes take the same trips as the slave ships, same routes that the slave ships did, and they come off the coast of Africa, the west coast of Africa, and they travel across the Atlantic to America, spreading death and destruction on every landmass they touch. And our ancestor, Marcus Messiah Garvey, said you would find him in the whirlwind. So shout out to the ancestors. We are ancestors. They lived through us. And we're going to continue their mission on. I don't know what happened to Shabaka, y'all. But yeah, in a perfect world, the dump would be locked up along with the rest of the polytrichians. Uh-oh. I got disconnected. So the blog talk must have went on. Hold on, everybody watching on stream now. Oops, I did it too soon.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. To start your show now, press 1 to hear. Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we're reconnecting you now.
Shabaka.
Yeah.
I got disconnected. I don't know how that happened, but I'm back.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what it is, man. They don't like the truth of what's being told here. So, of course, they throw monkey witches around. They don't like our introductory songs, you know, from Africa. You know, the African sunset, they don't dig on the planet. And they damn sure don't dig, you know, shit above it.
Nope.
Okay. Also, to Brother Cherry, you got some feedback on you.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, yeah, you sound perfect now.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, the unknown caller, you know, his mic is unmuted, and if he feels free, or if she feels free to comment, they're more than welcome to do so. Okay, now also, too, Black family, the NFL already said that if they don't dig the way Black players are being treated, then they should form their own team. I say, great, form their own 2018. In fact, form a whole new league altogether. And with the talent levels that we have been exhibiting for at least 50 years that I know of, I think it would be a surefire bet. I just wish I had me about $2 billion to kick it off. You see what I mean? And then haul the NFL, you know, into court, you know, haul them into federal court, you know, for discrimination and inflammatory statements against Black people. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they don't prosecute those cases, yeah. But as soon as we say doing for ourselves, you know what I mean? And when we reject...
Well, remember Shabaka Gay
Yeah.
or Hoover said the greatest threat to America was the organization of Negroes, right?
That's a fact. He did make that statement. Yes, sir, he did. Okay. All righty. Okay, so that is still in effect, and what have you, you know. And then, of course, as you know, they shadow banned us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we asking our followers and our well wishers, you know, please share the episode. Please call in, you know, when you can and whatnot. And definitely, we appreciate our East Coast correspondent, Brother Isaiah, when he called in. So hopefully he will call in tonight. And I'm surprised Sarge isn't with us.
Yeah, I'm
tonight.
surprised it's not
You know
either. I
what
thought
I'm
it was the
saying?
111 number. 111, who are you and where are
Right.
you calling from?
And your mic is open. Okay, so I guess this individual, you know, doesn't want to.
Well, we're going to put them back on
Okay.
mute. If you want to speak, caller, press 1.
Yeah. In fact, why don't we do this? Why don't we just kick him out and hang up on his ass? How about that?
They're just
Call
listening.
back. You know, yeah. You know, so we could do that. Yeah. So, you know, since he doesn't want to comment, probably a troll.
Yeah, it's
What
probably
have
one of
you, you know what
Joe
I mean?
Gibson's trolls.
Yeah. And, you know, we appreciate the calling, but if you're not going to, you know, participate, you know what I'm saying? What's the sense in calling in? You can send us some hate mail to the chat room. You know what I'm saying? You know, we appreciate all comments, all insults. You know what I mean? Because when we get insulted like this here, white America, you are stating of how you honestly feel. And we really appreciate that there to the utmost. Because the day of the ass scratcher, the day of the yassa boss is over.
Long over.
We don't care about massacre. Yeah, we don't care about massacre. Okay, see, the days of this shit that boss we sick is over. Okay, now, for those of you, you know, who get on that coon bus, you know what I'm saying, and what have you, you know, our problem is obvious. Okay.
Yeah, coons,
And
raccoons.
so,
Yes, just like that meme I circulated the other day. Our problem, black people, our problem is coons, raccoons, Negropeans, black people and black skin with white minds. That's our problem.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And we've come a long way, and we got a long way to go. Now, let's see if we can pull up, you know, some stuff here on the panties. Okay, let's see the panties. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, wait. THEPANTI. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to the 2 viewers on StreamYard. Please feel free to call in.
Okay.
Tell them that number again, Shabaka. I got it strolling, but.
Yes, the phone number to call in, 516-418-5996. And we welcome all insults and what have you. And also, if you want to rant and rave and talk about how much you hate
Shabaka is streaming on StreamYard, is streaming on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, the group page, Frontline Black News, the Facebook page, and Frontline Black News on YouTube.
Okay, all righty. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And yeah, and then of course those, you know, who are out there listening to us, please feel free to call in. Okay. All righty. This trick's name is Ronald D. DePanties. He's an American politician serving since 2019 as the 46th governor of Florida. He's a member of the Republican Party. He represented Florida's 6th congressional district in the U.S. House of Representatives for 5.
What in the hell? Let me kick me out again. Hold on, listen on StreamYard. I got kicked out again. Let me try refreshing it.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please
To start your show now, press 1.
It appears that the host has already dialed into this show. Only one host is allowed per show. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Oh, no. Let me dial in because Shabaka's on.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
It appears that the host has already dialed into this show. Only one host is allowed per show. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Hold on, I can do this another way, but family, hold on. Hold on, hope it's on StreamYard. I'm gonna have to do this another way.
And DePanties was the governor during the COVID pandemic, as well as Hurricane Ian and Hurricane Nicole. He oversaw the passage of the controversial Parental Rights and Education Act. In the 2022 gubernatorial election, he was reselected by 19.4 percentage points over Charlie Crist, the state's largest margin of victory for governor's election in 40 years. Okay, so therefore, we're not going to read the rest of the history of this trick, you know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is I have to address those in the Congressional Black Caucus. Every last one of you Sambos need to turn in your resignation because you're not doing nothing for Black people. Okay, we need something specifically for us, particularly in this day and age. Now, if the Hispanics had ran in Congress and they served their own self-interest, no one would be upset about that. If Asians had the majority in the Congress and served their own self-interest, nobody would be upset about that. And then, of course, as we know, that Europeans who came here serving their own self-interest, nobody would have a problem with that. But the problem is that everybody pays taxes. Okay. And mainly our people, we pay a lot of taxes, you know what I'm saying? We also put up a lot of money to bail bondsmen, when our people are generally falsely accused of cases. You see what I mean? Our people are mainly experimented on when it comes to the medical profession, which has been proven time and time again. Same thing with the sister who had cells. And DePanties was the governor during the COVID pandemic, as well as Hurricane Ian and Hurricane Nicole. He oversaw the passage of the controversial Parental Rights and Education Act. In the 2022 gubernatorial election, he was reselected by 19.4 percentage points over Charlie Crist, the state's largest margin of victory for governor's election in 40 years. Okay, so therefore, we're not going to read the rest of the history of this trick, you know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is I have to address those in the Congressional Black Caucus.
Going on, Shabaka.
Turn in your resignation because you're not doing nothing for Black people. Okay, we need something specifically for us, particularly in this day and age. Now, if the Hispanics had ran in Congress and they served their own self-interest, no one would be upset about that. If Asians had the majority in the Congress and served their own self-interest, nobody would be upset about that. And then, of course, as we know, that you're Europeans who came here serving their own self-interest, nobody would have a problem with that. But see, the problem is that everybody pays taxes. Okay. And mainly our people, we pay a lot of taxes, you know what I'm saying? We also put up a lot of money to bail bondsmen, when our people are generally falsely accused of cases. You see what I mean? Our people are mainly experimented on when it comes to the medical profession, which has been proven time and time again. The same thing with the sister who had cells.
That's really stupid. Okay, here we go.
Blog Talk Radio.
At the central assumptions of the
You are now in the host queue. You are now off the host queue. You are now in the host queue.
The weak reasoning the Florida Supreme Court used as the shuffled warrant complaint.
Unmuted.
When the
Shabaka.
first suspended, yes, sir.
I had to direct connect into the show because it kicked me out again. It said only one host per show. And I think that's SARS. They got their hand up.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay. So wait a minute. Gotta hit continue. Okay. All righty. Okay. Unknown caller. You're on the air on Shabakas Black Experience Enhanced tonight. Okay. What's your name and where you calling from?
Well, my name is Sarge, and I have the honor to be.
Yeah, I know it. I know it, goddammit. I know it was you. I know it was you, goddamn Mr. 12. I know it was you.
Well, Sarge, I wish I could have dropped $50 on a crap table out here in Las Vegas. Then that was you. You know what I'm saying?
So what you got to say about your boy? What you got to? Oh, first of all, what do you got to say about your boy? The dump as in human shit. And we want to make that perfectly clear.
I like to see, I know y'all love to narrate about how hard he is and what a threat to democracy is and all the other jazz. But me, I go to the evidence and the facts. And I just drop the grand jury special report. They released that grand jury report. They released it. The judge down there decided, because normally they keep grand jury proceedings secret. So the judge decided to release it. And boy, I'm going to tell you right now, remember, I read it. So I know what I'm talking about because I read it. And when I'm trying to explain to you,
you're an educated man.
Okay, Sarge.
Go ahead, Sarge.
Go ahead, Sarge.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that grand jury was unhinged. Do you realize that one of the witnesses there, and I imputed it from reading the grand jury report, her name was Cleta Mitchell. She's one of the defendants that creep Bonnie Willis. And she was questioned by this woman they called the Tigri Wiccan. Her name was Coors. I think it was Emily Coors. She was the grand jury foreman. She's a real goofball. I don't even saw her doing interviews on all these TV shows. But she looked like she was high on marijuana, some of the highest THC content weed imaginable. She looked like a real goof. Anyway, Cleta Mitchell had some documents in her hand during the grand jury proceeding, which she was referring to, which she was being interrogated by the grand jury. And the grand jury forewoman asked if she could see them. So she showed them to her. And she looked them over and read them over. And she came back and said, well, according to this, you're saying that the electors from Georgia should have been turned over to Donald Trump. They should have been given to Donald Trump. And the document said no such thing. It literally did not say that. It was
welcome, Lady Tay.
The district attorney saying that Donald Trump's a threat to democracy, and she didn't get nothing.
I don't understand. Am I supposed to call Lady?
Either or.
Okay.
Lady Tay is joining us, Shabaka.
Literally did not
Hold on, Sarge.
Okay.
Sarge, hold your thought. Lady Che is joining us. She's on the StreamYard. Greetings, Lady Che.
Greetings. Grand evening. Where did I call? Did I call in over there or stay over here? Or what do I do?
Whichever one you want to do.
Who's over
They
there?
can hear you on either or.
Okay, bet.
Okay, yeah, we here on the air over here, you know.
Okay,
and
cool.
we got the one and only Sarge with us, you know, Sarge.
Yeah, Mr. 12.
Sarge. And we appreciate Sarge, you know, with his input and calling in and what have you. Now, Sarge, okay, we know you love Trump. Okay, it's your business, it's your right, you know, to go out here and vote because a lot of our people got knocked upside the head, had fire hoses turned on us, had police dogs picked on us, and what have you. You see what I mean? So we don't have to, you know, rehash that. And also,
so that's what important now, isn't it? I agree with you.
Okay, so
What?
Okay, Sarge.
What?
Okay, alrighty. Now, also,
A broken
Sarge,
clock is right twice a day,
we're
I guess.
aware of the fact
Sarge believe. Sarge agrees with
Florida,
you.
I think. Okay, 1961, when black children were allowed to swim in the swimming pool, and the owner of the hotel or the director of the facility where the swimming was taking place, where he had literally went up there and poured acid into
Oh
the
my God,
pool
Shabaka.
of black children. Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, brother Che, yeah, you could pull that up. Then also too, Sarge, as you know, in the great state of Florida, so okay, when everybody was loving alligator shoes, alligator belts, and what have you, is that they would take black infants and use them as bait to lure out the alligators. Now, the transvestite, the panties, and yes, I'm saying he wears women's underwear, okay, you know, does not address this issue. And then he comes up with this critical race theory. He's anti-woke, but Sarge, as you know, police in the great cities of Chicago and what have you, you know, just as long as we are killing each other, you know what I'm saying? You know, the white media loves it. But as soon, Sarge, as platforms like Shabakas Black Experience Enhanced, which is a division of Frontline Black News, comes out and addresses these issues, Sarge, we hit with a bunch of hate mail. We hit with insults and things of that nature right there. So what is your take on that, Sarge?
So, look, Shabaka, now you know, with my love of history, the good and the bad of it, as long as you are accurately recounting history, I have no objection to even detailing the atrocities that have been committed in the history of the United States. Now, you know, I've never objected to that, as long as you're accurate. I've never had a problem with it. I never will. All I'm saying is I noticed that you have to go back 5 and 6 decades to recount them. Because they're not happening anymore.
Okay.
See, and this is what
No, they're not happening anymore, Sarge. Hold on.
Joe Gibson.
Go ahead, Lady Che.
You see,
Where's Joe
Oh,
Gibson?
I think Lady Che got some.
yeah.
No, I just asked where Joe Gibson was.
Oh, he had sent one of his trolls earlier. He ain't made his presence known yet.
Who is this?
Joe Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Our tether anchor baby.
Welcome to call in.
The tether anchor baby that loves to argue with us and tell us how we're not going to get our reparations.
Okay, all righty, okay.
Where's Bianchi?
Governor Newsom will tell you that. You don't need us to tell you that. Governor Newsom will tell you that by staying away from the issue as he plans to run for president. He's letting you know by not saying it.
Sarge, Gavin Newsom is Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Anything that you got the crumb bum on, that sack of shit, man, you will not get no argument from me.
Right.
I lived in California for the majority of my life. Newsom belongs in jail.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to sign a damn bill in California that allows a child predator to not be guilty of any crime having sex with a child as long as this child is not under the age of 11. Yeah, so he's quite gruesome. And that's why we call him Gruesome Newsom, man.
Yep.
That is sickening. Okay, now, here's some news for you, Sarge. You're in the Great Lake regions, okay? Blacks made up 1/5 of the American Oh, okay. All righty. Well, here, I'm looking at here, my source of information is Laverne Bennett, Ebony Pictorial History of Black America, the African Past to the Civil War, Volume 1. And what it's stating right here is that Mr. Bennett stated that blacks made up 1/5 of the American crews and some of the Great Lakes battles in the War of 1812. The Negro Convention movement was an outgrowth of blacks' desire to establish a basis for united and effective action to alleviate.
Got another caller.
Yeah. Shabaka, we got another caller. Press 1 if you want to be live on the air. Caller 262-5131.
Oh, okay, yeah, just press 1. We'll be happy to have you, 262. Okay, and then also, too, okay, now I'm up here on my board, some spam and some garbage, you know what I'm saying? I think I know who that is, okay? All right, 262, yeah, please give us, just press 1. Okay, but anyway, though, Sarge, is that all the wars that we participated in, including yourself, you see what I'm saying?
Hold on, Shabaka, they press 1.
What happened?
262, what's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Kevin Barnes. I'm from Milwaukee.
Oh, yes. Outlaw Radio in the house. Peace to the Outlaw.
Oh, how you guys
How the Outlaws doing?
Outlaw.
Free Sean Moore.
Yes, folks. Yeah, man, that is Kevin Barnes, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he runs the Outlaw Radio. Definitely check him out. And I believe he comes on Mondays and Wednesdays. He's got Sister Courtney there. He's also
Brother Rail, Brother Kamar.
Yeah.
You got Brother Kamar and what have you. Yeah, most definitely.
Sean.
Yeah, so therefore, Mr. Barnes, we got the one and only Sarge up here, Mr. Barnes, and you're an educated man too, sir. Plus,
Wait. What's Mr. Barnes got to say?
And you got the one and only Sarge up there, and I was just pulling up some information here, Mr. Barnes, out of Laverne Bennett's work. Okay, Mr. Barnes, what's on your mind, man?
Actually, I just wanted to show y'all some love and thank you all for all the support y'all show us with Outlaw Radio. It adds to the validity of our platform when brothers that are not even from here and we can connect. Right. Even if we don't always all speak the same language. Yeah. But we all desire the same destination. And so y'all really contribute. Y'all really contribute to what I do. So
thank you.
I have to stop by and show love. I'm solo. I'm chilling. But I just want to show love. Actually, I didn't even want to speak.
Stay on board, Kevin.
Let me change the vibe. Yeah. I appreciate that, man. So. Man, y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brother, it's good to see you over here.
I'm a servant leader.
Yes, sir.
So I just as well as I can speak, I can listen as well.
Right.
So,
yes, sir. All right. Okay.
Man. Power to the people, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, always.
Thank you, brother Kevin. Thanks for coming, man. We enjoy having you over here. Stay for a while. Stay for a while,
Okay, but Sarge. Okay, Lady J. Okay, but we got Sarge right here, and I want to bring this in.
I don't care about Sarge. Sarge is always over here. Sarge is always over here. Mr. Barnes is never over here.
Huh?
I said Sarge is always over here. Mr. Barnes is never over here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Now, Sarge, you're familiar with Johnson Public.
He just blew me off.
Yeah, eminently. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Now, what I'm looking at here, Sarge, is this famous picture posted by Mr. Bennett, in his books of the slave who was beaten so bad, man, that his back, man,
we should just let them argue.
In the desert, from so many wells.
Now, what are we doing here? They just want to chip it up.
The thing that we really respect and admire about you, Sarge, is that you can deal with this heat. You hold your own ground. It's not an easy task debating with you.
Yeah, we should do that.
Then he hangs up on his man, and then he wants to spread lies. Like
he has buyer's remorse. Remember, he voted for Biden.
And what have you.
Who has buyer's remorse?
Mr. Barnes.
Kevin Barnes.
And that's it, Mr. Barnes.
Oh, he does it.
Yes, he does.
Mr. Barnes, he's the only one that ever said he admitted that he did. Mr. Barnes, you got buyer's remorse with biting.
Yeah. But however, with DePanties,
you just always got to
human shit.
He regrets it.
I don't know. Maybe right now it's not looking good for the man, but
also too because the European, particularly
too late now.
Came down there with lies and
we going in on Johnston
of how the slaves who were captured in interior parts of Africa were
Frontline Black News.
Whenever that happens.
Right after this.
Returned there off the coast of Ghana. You see what I'm saying? And I forgot the name of the castle right there, but they had a name of it, but it was the point of no return. Now, also too, Sarge, and also too, Mr. Barnes. Now, let's look at another pattern that happened in the United States as well, too, by an executive order by a dude who was a raping, slave trading pedophile by the name of Thomas Jefferson when he had signed into law, and I don't know if it was under executive order or not, or if the Congress approved it, but I'll ask Sarge, because Sarge, Sarge, he knows the difference. Okay, it was called the Indian Removal Act of 1820, where they were taking all the indigenous people, man, out of places like Kentucky, Tennessee.
We need our own villains, guys.
Illinois, Mississippi, the Carolinas, and they
that's Colleen.
Marched them, Sarge.
Who is?
Marched them, Sarge.
Our own villain.
That point out.
Better than him. He's
in Colorado, into Nevada, Mexico. Okay, and then,
I would say no, but
when California and the states, and everybody was rushing that gold. And then keep in mind, San Francisco was a huge.
You have to have tact to get somewhere.
They even went up
you
there.
can turn it off and on, or some people can turn it off and on.
Yeah, we need you know what we need to come in here?
Hold on.
Brother Aziz.
Well, too. They killed the last one off.
I sent him the link.
Brother Aziz, Brother Isaiah,
Brother Yanga.
Brother Wesley.
Okay, now, Sarge. Now, how can we? Okay.
I was on.
SP. Okay. How can we forgive
Jay Dizzle,
Jay Millie,
Jay Millie?
The thing is, when folks feel threatened, they go scream out their Second Amendment, cause arms, you know what I'm saying? Ku Klux Klan. And
has he been blowing you up or no?
Why? What do you know?
I don't know shit because I can't. My phone is off.
We're white. We're right. We're mighty and all that. Besides, so when they
I've ignored his calls successfully.
You said the last time you talked to him, he was on the bus heading to Walmart.
That was days ago. Read his errands by now.
Please help me, son, for I am gay.
Plus, it's happy and love.
All right, I'd like to put this in context because I don't think it's within our power to forgive anything. Everybody concerned with the matter is dead. Every single one. The Indians, the people who did it, who promulgated. All we can do today is acknowledge it and commemorate it and put it in context. And that's what I'd like to do.
Commemorate what?
Acknowledge what? By a narrow majority in the House of Representatives. A Democrat named Andrew Jackson, just like all Democrats do, and Southern and white settlers, state governments. Now they're supported a lot of times the Whig Party, which became the Republican Party, where many people left the Whig Party, formed the Republican Party. They opposed it. There wasn't uniformity, even much of Congress. So, there were all sorts of legal efforts that would allow the Indian tribes to stay on their land in the eastern United States. The Cherokee, quite famously, challenged the relocation. They were unsuccessful in the courts, and then they got forcibly removed by the government on the Trail of Tears March. I know you heard about that. So let's put everything in context. We're not talking about a uniform condemnation of the Sioux. We're talking about an act that, yes, did eventually succeed in the House of Representatives. It wasn't supported by all Americans, not by any means. And the native tribes did eventually. That does not excuse or explain away the suffering of those who are involved, like any other atrocity from any other nation, without the vast history of atrocity in the world. For the Indian nations that were released,
I'm going on vacation.
Advantages as they now live today on their sovereign land, frequently reaping enormous profits from casinos and the like.
Election season.
Let's get a big contact. We don't have to forgive anything. I'm not going to forgive anything.
Just go in my
it's not telling me. I gotta.
She's from Chicago, so I got no take place.
Go this way, we go that way.
Man,
I've never gone to a casino play a
Give them the look.
I don't believe in I've gone to casinos to watch a show with other people.
Come back after the election.
Props, ever played any game just ever in my entire life.
Okay. So now
I've won the lottery maybe 20 times.
Okay. You gamble, Sarge. Okay, you know,
like for the last 3 years, we're probably gonna be the only ones that hold our vote.
However, when you go into business,
That's
for
a
yourself,
horrible
refer
scenario.
to yourself as an entrepreneur. One who takes risks. It's the French word, you know. I would call some of my business
I don't know what else to do. I didn't read. I don't know what to do. I don't know the candidates. All I know is that I don't want that dude, that bitch, that dude, and that black dude, and whatever that dude is.
Being captured as slaves and brought here to the U.S. Now, there was something
the old man and his weird ass bitch.
You know, you did get a change in comment. Okay,
hold on. I've been summoned.
For slavery, because if she was still over in Africa, she would still be worshiping.
That lieutenant governor. That was winsome. That was winsome. Hold on, Sarge. Let me answer it for him. It was winsome, the lieutenant governor of Virginia.
Okay. That said some dumb shit like that. Okay. Now,
when did they not say dumb shit?
Okay. Now let's be
Sears
here, folks. But I know for a fact. Okay, I've been in the forest of Washington State, of Oregon, of Northern California, you know what I'm saying? Far away from Los Angeles. But do you know how fresh that air is, how invigorating it is?
That's what I'm saying. We're probably gonna be the only ones that hold our vote.
In a way, a tree is.
I'll be like, man, I'm telling you,
just like some of the indigenous people that stayed down there in the Amazon.
Yeah, because the youth was like, we only vote for the president. Like, really? Because like this shit that affects your day to day that happens right here, y'all don't focus on that. You focus on the goddamn president every 4 years.
Who said that?
And destroy it. Now,
remember that baby shower I went to for Bianca?
Oh yeah.
Contemporary times, and his ass is welcome to call.
The youth at that.
I doubt it because I'm not in this class with 300-400.
Man, they don't know. Don't nobody read. Don't nobody want to learn anything. They just want to stay comfortably.
Put it out there.
They're cognitive distance.
Guys, get on your little rocket ship.
I'm going on vacation. I suggest all coherent, aware,
and do all of humanity.
Serious, revolutionary on vacation with.
Out on the table for me. I like to go back to the beginning. So you brought up statement that she was grateful for slaves. I don't know exactly correctly, but the second argument, let's say.
Hold on, I gotta get this.
Okay. Now, I respond by saying this.
Sarge, that's exactly what she said. She said if it wasn't for chattel slavery, she would still be in Africa worshiping a tree. That's exactly what that cool mammy said.
Okay, got it.
And she's a tether.
I'm not going to, because I don't speak for her, and I don't intend to.
She don't speak for us, Sarge.
I'm going to say this. All right, I'm just.
Yeah, she don't speak for me, Sarge.
I speak for my take. I'm trying to give it to you.
Okay, go ahead, Sarge.
Man, what is Sarge not trying to give it to us?
For myself, I'm not going to say I'm grateful for slavery, because slavery, as I said before, is one of the greatest sins and crimes against human liberty.
One of them.
One of them.
What is greater?
Talking about.
How is it one of them? What is
Every
greater?
day is a sin or 20 committed against us.
Individually,
On any given day, at least 1 to 50 fucking sins against
the United States. Now, let me say that again.
No, Sarge, I don't want to hear that.
Sarge, can we agree on this? Was it your ancestors and our ancestors that made this country so freaking great?
Sounds like these old. Where's Jason Black?
Now, come on, Sarge.
See, this is the problem we have now.
Okay.
This is the problem we have now. I feel like this is a forgive moment.
Let's let Sarge answer the first question.
He's cooning it up over there.
Go ahead, Sarge.
Let me just say, I am grateful. Let me repeat. I cannot overemphasize this enough. I am grateful to be living in the United States as a natural-born citizen of the United States. I am grateful.
Okay.
The only way I would exist at this present time was because some of my ancestors were slaves.
So you're half FBA.
Were slave owners. Some were voluntary relations.
What was the other half?
That were here. It took all of them to make me. All of them.
Sarge, where were they born at? And where did that ancestral line begin?
So are you saying that you're done, that your suffrage is ended?
Wait, you're Black Indigenous? Did I hear Black Indigenous? Sarge, did I hear Black Indigenous?
I think you did, babe.
Okay, let me say this again. Now,
no, you don't got to re-emphasize. Just answer the question.
I exist is because slavery is a sin. That doesn't mean it didn't enable my existence, and I don't acknowledge it.
So are you saying the black life is over for you?
And I'm moving on.
You're moving on. You're moving on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky high, Sarge.
So nothing bad happens to you on a daily basis when you're black. That shit's not just gonna happen no more, huh, Sarge? You're just gonna go on living, no atrocities, nothing.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what tops to my office, Shabaka.
I'm just trying to figure out why this cognitive dissonance is taking over. Oh, my man, God, where's Jason Black?
Okay, because that's what he was, Sarge. He was a raping.
Like, we went through slavery. I'm going to go on the rest of my 30 years of life, and nothing bad will ever happen to me again. I'll never encounter a whiteness, so I'm never going to be pulled over because I'm black. I'm never going to have any awkward moments with other than
Almighty knows what happened to
the active racism, the white supremacy that exists no more. I reached the healthy age of 65.
I am certain, to the moral certainty, that your father was not a rapist. But what if your father was a rapist? You would not exist without your rapist father. And if you are happy to be alive, you are acknowledge the fact that your rapist father enabled your existence.
So can we acknowledge this fact that white men and boys used to rape black women and girls on the plantation?
Right, Sarge. I don't enjoy the mulatto experience, cuz.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Barr.
Oh my God.
Shout out to y'all. I love the energy. Here's the deal. Sean Moore is free. He is free. I spoke with him I want to say that. But I think my brother Sarge because one of the most important things that he said was context. And if you listen out on radio, I talk about context all the time. Because it's very easy to quote somebody who said something that you disagree with, but you got to be careful because sometimes you're disagreeing with a sound bite. So you have to ask yourself, what's the context? Secondly, I'll say this. I totally agree with the brother because I'm one of those, I'm a foundational Black American.
Yes, sir.
My parents,
FBA and proud.
My parents were sharecroppers from the Jim Crow South, Mississippi, right? Whoa. They picked cotton in the South real I'm talking about the color purple, but the real version.
Mm-hmm.
And they came north. I'm a product of the Great Migration.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about. Y'all know I'm a history buff.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So the Great Migration, in which they escaped the South, came to the North, and were able to empower themselves just enough so that I could be a first-generation college graduate. Right. Okay. So moving the needle forward from at one point we were slaves. Yes, we were subjected to all kinds of atrocities. And I say all the time that Black people only come from America because the trials and tribulations that we've endured in America justify us being the only true product in terms of racial identity that this country ever created.
Right.
So I'm with my brother and I say, all of that shit happened. It did. Yes. They fucked us up 7 ways from Sunday.
Yep.
But at this point, in 2023, as a foundational Black American, I've moved on. Because the one thing that I tell Black people all the time is we got to stop crying about how they play the game and play the game like them if we're going to stay in America.
But brother Kevin, like, so you mean to tell me that your Black experience with racism and white supremacy has ended and you've moved forward and you're not affected by it now?
I can't really hear. Hold on a sec, sis. Hold on. You know I love you, lady. You know I love you, Lady Jane.
I know.
This system that we're involved in right now requires us to adapt, right? And we are the people who have persevered through the most trauma and drama. So why can't we adapt a new philosophy in which we say all of the things that happen are true crimes? Like my brother said, slavery is the worst crime ever committed against another human being.
Thanks.
Right? Okay. And we endured it, and not only did we endure it, we eventually overcame it to the point where right now I can play my hand. Back in the days, I couldn't even play my hand. Yeah. So I say, let it go, and let's adapt a new philosophy of solidarity, unity, transparency, clarity, education, information, elevation, physically, mentally, on all those different levels. Let's say, okay, all that shit happened. Let's go. What we gonna do? What we gonna do now?
We're not gonna let it stop us. Ain't no stopping us now. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue to demand what is rightfully ours, but build at the same time. We can't just get.
Okay, now I got a question.
We got another caller, Shabaka. Hold on. Before you have to ask that question, caller 847-6207. What you want to call from?
You gotta go click the mute button. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Hold on, Shabaka.
Okay, we got 847. The last 3 is 207. Your mic is unmuted. Feel free to join in on the conversation. Okay, now Mr. Barnes. Okay, I have the utmost respect for you, sir, and I have the utmost respect, for your education. I got somewhat of an education myself, and I
want to go after Shabaka.
Okay. Huh?
I want to go after.
She want to speak after you. All right, so go, Lady Tay.
So let me. Okay, now let me finish with what I'm about to say. And I told you this story here though too, Brother Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for those of you who are familiar with the Bay Area, you got a subway system there called the Bay Area Rapid Transit.
Yeah, BART.
Yes, we'll take you right down there. Yeah, and we'll take you right to the heart of Silicon Gang down. Okay, I'm in the Starbucks. Okay. I go get me, a cup of coffee or what have you. The young lady was from the continent. And I asked her if she was Fulani or if she was Ashanti. She identified herself as Ashanti and made a statement to me, well, if I was Fulani, I would look just like you. Now, and I'm not being devil's advocate right here. But, and Mr. Barnes, Dr. Barnes, very educated brother. Sarge, he's educated too. Sarge does a lot of research. Got me books right here, right now.
Why, Sarge, you gotta get the accolades, man.
Okay, but the thing is, though, Sarge, when I got stopped by your contemporaries in the city of Los Angeles on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Western Avenue, Okay. I got pulled over by Hollywood Division. They put a 9mm to the back.
Actually going to address the serious.
Black ass 1 inch, I will blow your brain down from here to Imperial Highway. Folks, do you know how far Imperial Highway is?
Because I remember when they did that shit at the East Villagers.
Okay, now, this was not.
Dude, I remember when they just kept me at the apartment over there at the Fusion.
Y'all know is that the police agency, okay, evolved from the slave
That's recent,
patrol.
though.
They even wear the same little badge.
I remember they stopped me last week.
Now, the only elected
So my black experience is still ongoing.
Police policy is
Or whatever else is talking about.
but however, the only elected
All I know is like a week ago, them motherfuckers was having a pig meeting up right up the street.
County sheriff, okay.
Tell you, every time they see me, they're having a meeting outside the building.
He was all white cop.
Clown named Sheriff Clark. He was a dump supporter, man, and then when the dump started going down the tubes, man, he jumped.
Remember Sheriff Clark?
Fast, just like Jefferson Beauregard Sessions did with his
Milwaukee
ears flying, looking ass.
Yeah, they're there, yeah.
And that Sheriff Clark.
Hey, man, I didn't have the opportunity of running into that guy.
Girl,
I have more problems over here.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So-
I do want to say this. As far as Sheriff Clark goes, what he did was, once again, here's a brother who they kind of made us think he was a Democrat, but he was actually a Republican. So he's a conservative cat. He has a platform. He's still in power here politically because the game is, I want to be a lobbyist. I want to deal with special interests because that's who actually controls politicians. So he's still around, and every now and then he'll come around and take it and make an asinine statement. But the reality is that sheriff gig he had is bullshit anyway. And the county jail here, which is governed by the sheriff, 7 black men, 7 people have died since June of last year in the county jail, including one of my close friends who they cut the water off in his cell, and he died from not being able to get access to water. So that's a gig anyway. And because of the economic conditions here, the county tried to outsource the services to the county jail. They just locked themselves in the library for 17 days in protest on the treatment in the county jail. I just wanted to throw that out there. And Sheriff Clark, he's smart because he didn't cry about how the game was played. He started playing it just like them. And he's also married to a very rich white woman who's the benefactor of here in Wisconsin. I just want to put that out.
Oh, okay.
Brother Park.
Yeah, that many kids there died and put them up.
Unmuted.
Hold on, y'all. Lady Che has something she wanted to add to the conversation. Go ahead, Lady Che.
I was just messing with Brother Parks. I was like, was that really important? The fact that he married a white lady? Was that important to the story? I was like, oh man, I threw my hands up in the air and almost walked out. I was just kidding. Man, all I'm gonna say is this: like, my black experience is still ongoing. I mean, I see the police every day outside. They either congregating, politicking in front of my house, looking at nothing, or they're slow by, profiling. Anytime I'm outside, just because, my distaste and disgust for them is a real life situation. I mean, I can understand that you say, you want to move past slavery and whatnot, but black shame, black death, black everything that's bad is still being capitalized upon every day. And even if we could talk about solutions and whatnot, I mean, I decided that, I know that, I'm foundational Black American sister too. I'm mulatto, but I don't like my mulatto experience. It's been horrible. However, I do believe my more richly melanated sisters have it worse. I want to say this. I was like, I don't think that it's ever really over. There's 1 to 20 damn atrocities happening to us on any given day, from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep. Something terrible can happen. We'd be tokenized, or we could be hurt, or somebody, there's always something tested, or something happens with our children or our mates. I mean, it's just never ending. And in some sense, I can understand. Yeah, we talk about maybe we should not talk about that so much, but how can you not talk about it so much when your skin wants to rebel, just from the genetics of it all, and it's so amongst that, we don't have a peaceful moment, even no matter how much we try to have peace within ourselves. We have real problems with real problems healing and communicating amongst ourselves, treating each other well. And even like today, earlier, I was having a discussion with some brothers about Black nationalism, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm all on it. I'm on that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. And to think that in order to unify, I can't be inclusive with the others that have never really been inclusive with us. The other nationalities, ethnicities, races, whatever. That have only caused us further. They leapfrog over us in regards to everything that we need, that we absolutely need, not want, it's a need. It's not a necessity or a luxury. We need to be treated differently. We need to have our to be able to create wealth for our families. We need to be able to have working wages that match, and not be behind them. We need to not face racism, just going to Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? We need to have a regular life. We need to be able to trust that our children are going to go to the store and come right back, and nothing bad happen, or we're in danger. So I don't understand why how we could just act. We could just pretend like, okay, well, that's over with. I've moved forward. But we're still Black, and we still got like 30, 40 more years of life to live, brothers. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we shouldn't look past it. I'm just saying that every day our
we're reminded of our condition.
They're still making money over our shames and our deaths and our miseries, and they don't allow us to even be ourselves in person or even in public. They capitalize on our the way we bicker amongst each other. If we seem to get into a small little disagreement, that we will easily heal within 30 minutes. They love all that. They love all that derogatory stuff. And then lately it's been getting away with calling us all kinds of ugly names and just really ignoring what we've been saying we need. Everybody else they're giving legislation to fiction, my brothers. Fiction, LGBTQ plus fictional tales.
Yes, sir.
Before us.
I just want to say this to the sister. First of all, the reason why I reference his wife being white is because, first and foremost, you have to understand this. David Clark is a self-hating Negro.
Clearly.
He does not love his Black. He's a Black man, okay? And so what do self-hating Negroes do? They try to become white men. Mm-hmm. And so what you do is you go and get a white girl. Yep. Now, in Wisconsin, where we're at, there's old money. Mm. So if you really want to indoctrinate yourself as a white folks Negro, you go get a white girl who is from old money. Mm-hmm. That empowers you. And once you share your conservative views with her, she can then say, look, I got a good one here. So in essence, you become her nigga. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to say this. I want to say this too.
Now.
The black woman is the greatest natural resource
on this planet.
And,
yes, sir.
And the black woman, without the black woman, the black man is only at half his capacity in terms of executing his power. Right. So my wife is a black woman. Neither one of us are biracial, and shout out to biracial people. Mm. But
I don't take it personally, brother.
we approach black.
I can take it. I'm with you on it. I'll share the same sentiment.
We understand our racial identity, so it's a different thing for foundational Black Americans versus even maybe biracial Americans. So I just want to say shout out to the black woman, and I think that there's you cannot undermine the need for black men and black women to get it together. We start fucking with the gene pool. This is pure blood. This is good blood. And we need to keep it. We need to circle the wagons and keep it in the village. Now, if you so happen to get a biracial individual, that's fine, because
if you're biracial, you're black too.
Right.
That's the law saying a drip of black blood makes you black.
Yeah,
Yep, that's what they said.
The angels was about. Yes,
Well, more than that. I'm more than that. But yeah, I should stay sentiment, my brother. I believe strongly that the black family should stay, black mother, black family, black seed. Totally, 150%. I'm with you on that. That doesn't change, that my sentiments, my internal sentiments do not reflect the shade of my skin. You feel me? I know I'm black first. It's always been like that. I'm black, Indian, and French. It's black first. I understand that. I understand everything you're saying. I share the same sentiment. And I would never want my, let's say for a hypothetical, me and Mr. Paris have a baby. I would never want my black son to bring home a white woman ever. Doesn't matter if I have European in my blood or not. I just wouldn't want that. I would want my seed to carry on with the black family because it's important. It's needed. It's a very important thing, to me. And that's where I've always stood on it. I share the same sentiments, my brother. I share the same sentiments.
Even if we look at the optics of the situation when we talk about foundational black Americans, and this is where the game really changes, because I'm a dark-skinned, I'm a brown-skinned brother. Mm-hmm. My wife is a brown-skinned sister. When we walk in the room, we already know what we identify as. I'm not light-skinned. If people say, what do you mix with? They say, that's all nigga right there.
Yeah.
And so you can't escape that now. And historically, my people of lighter hue have been able to pass.
Yeah, historically,
they was the house niggas. We was in the field with our black ass.
Yep.
And so when you're wearing the melanin hardcore like this, it's a different approach because you got to embrace it, understand it, you got to love it, you got to appreciate it, and then you got to recognize the opposition to it.
Right.
Yes,
so
sir.
when I say when I bring in black men and black women, I'm talking about the total unification of us as a people, making sure that we share our unique gifts amongst each other because we ain't got ourselves together yet. It really ain't time for you to go get no white girl. Now, if you get one, that's fine. You love who you love. But I'm saying your intent and your purpose should be to acknowledge and understand the power of black on black, black love.
Right.
Yes. I totally understand. Don't let the shade deflect the message. I 100% understand and agree with you completely. I think that I cannot change the shading of my skin. I know my father is just dark as Jesse. I know that. But I can't change how fair I am. However, I do know where my lineage is going back to, and I do understand it. And even though I would consider myself, black first, definitely from the soil, you know what I mean? And I would say this, I definitely believe that, the more, this more richly melanated brothers and sisters should be together, should stay together, should always be together. You know what I mean? I can't take what I look like. I love me. I love me. I never want to be anything more than what I am.
Light-skinned.
Well,
both of my kids came out light-skinned.
But inside, I'm all the way.
Hold on, Stars. I gotta get this out.
That's okay, baby. I got it. I'm understanding. And trust me, I don't take that away from anybody. That is true. It's definitely a sentiment I believe in. Exactly how you worded it. Definitely believe in it.
I regularly hear this discussion about the pain of our ancestors. You experienced the horrors of slavery.
We're gonna let Sarge sound off. That was good, babe. Keep it up.
I empathize with the suffering of human beings historically, particularly those who are our ancestors. I get it. But here's what I have a problem with. Not taking this out of the racial context for just a moment, but I'm going to bring it back to the racial context. As you know, I was in infantry. Okay? Right. I know what it's like to be under shot and shell, having to duck under machine gun fire, having to endure artillery fire, having to suffer in the mud and the crud and getting all kinds of diseases and
still have to keep functioning while you got malaria and you're humping 80 to 100 pounds on your back in 110 degree heat all day long. I know what that is.
Wow.
But I cannot say because I endured that I know what it was like for the men who came ashore at Omaha Beach on D-Day, and 2,000 of them were dead before nightfall in 12 hours. 2,000 of them were dead on that one beach. I cannot appropriate their suffering as mine because I did not experience. I can only relate to my own. Similarly, I think it is inappropriate and unseemly for me to appropriate the suffering of my ancestors as though I were own. To some extent, and I understand why people do it, but I think it's somewhat neurotic and self-absorbed. We can learn from it. We should acknowledge it, but we cannot appropriate it as ours because it did not happen to us. It is simply inappropriate.
Sarge, no, hell no, Sarge. You're not gonna get a slot. You're not gonna get a pass on that. No. Do you believe? Do you believe that we are our ancestors, Sarge? Sarge. Do you believe that we are our ancestors? Yes or no?
I believe I have the genetics of my ancestors. I'm not them. No.
So he doesn't believe that we are our ancestors, y'all.
Okay, hold on, folks. Hold on.
I'm a different human being. I'm several generations removed. How can I be the same?
Sarge.
Removed from what?
Okay, Sarge.
Removed from what, Sarge?
Okay, Brother Che, hold that thought. Okay, hold that thought. I want to, I got to learn this tactic here from Mr. Barnes. Okay, I want to check out our chat room right here. Okay, we got a couple of comments right here from a guy, individual who goes by Chef Rob. He states, Jesse Lee Peterson said he thanks the white man for slavery. Pastor Manny said he thanks God for slavery. Chef Rob says that America ain't great. And I think you're familiar with him, Sarge, because he mentions you by name because he states, tell Sarge I'm here to bring balance. He is, quote unquote, so full of shit. Chef Rob, Sarge is on the air, and you're welcome to give us a call here at 516.
I'm here.
He's on the line. That's him. That's 847.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Shout out to Chef Rob when I was on Blog Talk. Shout out to Chef Rob when I was on Blog Talk and we did Chocolate City. He used to rock with us. And Sarge, I think I was a Blog Talk cat one time. I remember you, man.
We were on Black Thoughts and Theory, Kevin.
Can I make a comment real quick?
Go ahead.
Same for you, sir, and I welcome your colloquy and your interlocution on this here topic. I can't wait to hear what you got to say. Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
All right, Chef Rob. Sounds like you got the floor, sir. Okay, Chef Rob. Yeah. Sounds like you got the floor. All right, Chef Rob.
Okay, yeah.
Drop now.
All right, I just want to say greetings, everyone, including you, Chef Sarge, including you. But what I just heard from you, Chef Sarge, was this thing about the soldiers being killed. I'm a former soldier myself. Remember that, Sarge? What you said quite well about what you said about the soldiers being killed in Normandy, and then go ahead and say this other thing, about slavery. You can't relate. Those are two different things. When we talk about slavery, a lot of us are blood related to those individuals, and the atrocities kept happening before and after slavery. There's no equating the two. Sorry, those are totally two different things. Well, all I'm saying is I cannot appropriate the suffering as my own. As many people do. That is simply unseemly, even if they were my ancestors by blood. I can't do that. Okay, it's inappropriate for me to do so. So your blood ancestors, you don't give a damn about. That's what you're saying? That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's what you just said. That's not what I said. Let me put a finer point on it then. Now, if there is an injustice to be remedied that I have a call to, that I have an ability to access, then I'm going to seek that remedy for that injustice. because I am obligated to secure justice for anyone when and where I can. What I cannot do is someone else's suffering.
Exactly. That part. That part, Chef. Thank you, Chef.
That includes you using a napkin holder as well, too, Sarge.
Oh, hell yeah. Self-defense is an inalienable right, and you better believe the Sarge is going to make use of it whenever and wherever he can.
Well, you're Mr. 12. What more can we expect, Sarge?
I want to, okay, Chef Rob, just give me one moment, sir. I'm very eager of what you got. Yes, sir. Now, Sarge, okay, I want to read something here to you. This is a book written by Reginald Major, first published in 1971. Okay, and we want to go right.
Oh, God,
here.
we give a Sarge that work tonight.
Now, it's like this right here. Let me see what we want we believe. But hold on. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Now, Sarge, point number 7 right here. You're familiar with this. Yeah, I know you are, Brother Check.
Mm-hmm.
We want an immediate end to police brutality
Black
and murder of black
Panther
people.
Party manifesto.
Okay, we want all police and special agents to be excluded and restricted from school premises. We believe that there should be an end to harassment by the police department of black people. We believe that if all the police were pulled out of the schools would become more functional. You want to know something? I agree with that. Okay, now, I remember, man, when I was going to high school in the mid-70s, when they first started bringing them over, and I saw them abusing students. But then there was this one student where it took like about 7 of them to get him down because this young man was a martial artist. Oh, they got it, but he put some work in, and I love seeing them cops, man, with the lumped up eyes, nose broke, teeth leaking, the whole 9 yards. In other words, Sarge, and I'm sure all would agree, God gave all living creatures the means of self-defense. He gave the panther his claw, okay? He gave the canine his teeth. He gave man his fist. Some creatures he gave intellect to. You see what I mean? But when you get sacks of shit like the dog and the DePanties, the transvestite who was the current governor of Florida, and yeah, Governor DePanties, I'm saying you wear women's underwear, you probably go to breakfast to Hollywood and get your shit too, because if you got Hollywood, Florida, they might have a branch office down there.
Oh, my God.
All right, now, but the problem is, when they sit up there, man, and tell us to forget about that, Sarge, okay, that there is a very, very great insult to those that made the ultimate sacrifice, rather if it was on the Underground Railroad, rather if it was the Haitian Revolution, rather if it was the Black Panther Party, rather if it was those in the Civil Rights Movement. And what did Fannie Lou Hamer say, her most infamous line, okay? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You see what I'm saying? Sarge, I get tired of a man my age, and I'm an old bastard, and I'm not going to exactly say what my age is, but I am past the age of 50, okay? These times that one of these race soldiers get behind me, Sarge, when I'm driving my vehicle, now, the thing that goes through my mind, is this fool going to pull me over? I know he's running my plate. I pay all my tickets and make all my court appearances and what have you. You see what I'm saying? And particularly out here on a long, lonely highway, Sarge, like say about 11 p.m. and just you in a patrol car out there. You know what I mean? Now, he pulls you over. Thing going through my mind. He's going to kill me. Is he going to plant, your...
It sounds like somebody doing dishes in the background. It's kind of hard to catch some of the things.
Okay, now who's doing dish duty now? Now, that's the chef. Now, Chef Rob, are you at work, man, by any chance washing dishes, sir?
Kind of, brother. I had a
Sorry. Oh, okay. Well,
I knew that sound. Did a lot of KB. I know that sound.
Okay.
I did a whole lot of KB, baby. I know that sound.
Okay. Now, as Chef Rob brought up here, and I would like to feedback on this here too, Mr. Barnes, as well, and also to your two Lady J. Is Lady J still with us?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Unmuted.
All right. But
Yeah,
anyway,
we still here, Shabaka.
okay.
I just was on mute.
Oh,
I was
okay.
letting SAR sound off.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay, now, the Chef Rob was talking about this dude by the name of Jesse Lee Peterson. Okay, Brother Jay, it's known, and I'm sure that you would agree, Mr. Barnes, as well, too, because I've heard you mention Jesse Lee Peterson as well, too. He says, now this trick says he thanks the white man for slavery. He thanks the white man for slavery. Okay, now you see, this is what Malcolm X was saying is in his speech, you have the field Negro and you have the house Negro.
Clearly.
Okay, the field Negro will go up there to the house Negro and say, let's get away from this evil master. Let's run away. And with the house Negro say, man, you crazy. What's better than what we got right here? Now, you see black folks and people in general, this is the worst form of slavery right here, because the chain isn't on your body, it's on your fucking brain, okay? Yep. How many times have you seen in these hillbilly movies, like In the Heat of the Night, Sidney Poitier, or the other ones there with old sheriff, come up there, pull the brother over, and the sheriff gets the brother out the car, and the sheriff will hand him the brother a pair of handcuffs and says, boy, put these on yourselves and go have a seat right there in the back of my car. How many times, has that scenario been played out? And I'm not making light of this evil situation. Now, keep in mind, this is a form of why reparations is needed. Because what it is, man, you got this man psychologically, you see what I'm saying, enslaved. Similar to the Stockholm Syndrome. Let's look at the case, Sarge. Now, this is right up your alley, Sarge. I'm sure, Dr. Barnes, you got some knowledge on that. So let's look at the Hibernian Bank, San Francisco, 1974, Symbionese Liberation Army. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Patty Hearst.
Okay, Patricia Hearst. Yeah, okay, Patty Hearst, okay, who was the daughter or the granddaughter of William Randolph Hearst, who owned the San Francisco Examiner and the Hearst Publications and what have you. Do you know that she had participated in a robbery of a bank of which an individual was killed? Now, under California's law, okay, if you are in the process of committing a felony and someone dies, you are automatically hit with murder warrant. Now, what does Gruesome Newsom got to say about that? And then at that time when that murder did go down, you had a dude by the name of, I believe, Jerry Brown, who was the governor, and didn't enforce that. You know what I mean? So what's up with that? You see, so when these individuals get upset, oh no, you colored folks don't need no daggone reparations. I can find it out for this past, you see. But why are we supposed to be so sympathetic with Patty Hearst? Who's the daughter of a billionaire, you know what I'm saying, who could care less about the
Hey, brother.
Yes, sir.
Can I say something really quick?
Go ahead, Chef.
Also,
absolutely.
Patty Hearst. Patty Hearst. Sorry, who was Patty Hearst's grandfather?
William
Randolph Hearst. William Randolph Hearst.
What else did he do with his newspaper? He's the one who instigated a war between the United States and Cuba.
Yep.
No.
During the Cuban Missile Crisis.
His father was, not him. His father.
No, you're talking about no. Yeah, no.
Junior.
Her grandfather.
Yeah, her grandfather.
Yeah, he did say her grandfather. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is identifying the right person.
Now that just shows you what kind of mindset she came from. But this guy was also a piece of shit because he was instrumental in getting a whole lot of innocent people killed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Such as the war shows the power of the media. Yeah,
right.
Hey, Shabaka, can I just say this right quick? I think when we talk about foundational Black Americanism, we get caught up because Black people, at the basis of this, we're spiritual people. Mm-hmm. And some of these Negroes are Old Testament.
Yeah.
These Negroes are Old Testament and some are New Testament, right?
Right.
So we can talk about all the atrocities that happened historically. But my struggle, my generation, we went through the crack. We went through the crack epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
So my formative experience from 1985 to 1995, I went from 10 to 20. I watched the world change. I watched the dynamics of the community change due to the crack influx, which was also a government initiative, right? We know now
exactly under the Reagan regime.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We know now
under the Reagan regime.
The federal government is directly responsible for the crack epidemic. What I'm saying is,
absolutely.
While I don't identify with the marchers on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, I identify with the crack epidemic in urban America in the North in the 90s, in which gunplay and murder, death, kill became the norm.
Mm-hmm.
To be a predator was to be a hero in the community. So this is what I'm saying. It cuts off. I can talk about historically what has happened to us hundreds of years ago, but I can also relate stories from 15, 20 years ago, in which this system, which by the way is not broken. It was designed this way. Because it's supposed to happen. We are supposed to be victimized. We're supposed to be subjugated. But like I heard your story about the police. I'm gonna tell you this. When the police get behind me, I ain't sweating shit because I got a driver's license, my tags is good, but I understand the price of doing business. And so if it so happens that I get killed in interaction with the police, it will be one of those cases where you just killed the innocent black man who wasn't doing shit. I don't sweat when a slave master get behind me. I don't sweat when the police get behind me. I be like, if you pull me over, you practicing, motherfucker. Because it ain't a goddamn thing happening in this car. And I'm going home. And I've also, in the midst of a purchase I had a brand new AK-47 that I had purchased legally in my back seat and got pulled over in the suburbs of here by a Menominee Falls, if you know, you know, by one of their, like you say, a sundown town. A sundown town. Right. What you doing up here? But you know what I did? I just calmly called my wife and put it on speaker and said, baby, give me the interaction. And I'm still here today to tell the story. So I'm saying, it ain't about what you do, it's about how you do it. And there's a way to be a black man. There's a way to be a foundational black American here. And we lose sight of that because we keep talking about what happened to us hundreds of years ago. Let's talk about what the fuck happened to me last week.
Right.
And
got you. Got you.
Well, brother, I'm having a great time.
Yes, sir. Okay, Mr. Barnes. Yeah, appreciate your energy. Yeah, appreciate your energy. Now, with me, now, gentlemen, with me being an old bastard, you see what I'm saying? Okay. And, and I'm in my twilight years, you see what I mean? But as Mr. Barnes had pointed out, is that they did that. It was the Reagan administration that did that. Also, too, Brother Che and Krumer did post up on the wall. And what was his name, Brother Che? Gary Webb, the LAPD officer who went before Julian. Yeah, who went before.
The reporter. He's the reporter.
Yeah.
Just before he wasn't a cop.
Right, he's the reporter.
Okay. All right, but this individual.
But he was Sacramento B. He worked for Sacramento B.
Okay, no, Sarge, this individual that I'm speaking of who worked for the LAPD in the Metropolitan Division of the LAPD, which is LAPD's elite squad. The Metropolitan Division of the LAPD is the ones that are called SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. Now, I know you know what that is, Sarge, okay? And this person that came up and stated that, hey, it was a government plot. It was called Operation Pegasus. Okay, they systemically put it out there in the black community to destroy it. And I've been shot at twice already. So this is why I'm spilling all the beans. And this, Brother Parrish, it was you that brought it to my attention. 3 weeks later, they found him with 2 slugs in his dome, lights out, toes pointing north. He was through. Yeah, and that there was a brave man, in my opinion. It's because as far as I am concerned, the Los Angeles Police Department is just like what Christopher Dorner described it is. It is a terrorist organization. And then to Sarge, be sure to go read the book of called Chief by Daryl Gates. Okay, you said you was going to read it. I read it. Gates was sick, and he was a psychopath. He had no feelings. Gates gets up there and says casual drug users need to be taken out and shot. He stated this before the U.S. Congress. But his son was one of the biggest dope fiends in L.A. County. His son got arrested for pulling an armed robbery to go feed his happy in a place called Huntington Park, California.
What's new about white people being corrupt? Joe Biden's son is a crackhead with a fucking laptop full of government.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We've been trying to tell everybody for years.
And we still ain't found out where the cocaine came from. Remember the mysteriously cocaine winded up at the White House?
Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. The corruption of that family. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, man. Boy, ladies.
Can I make a comment, please?
Hey,
Who is it?
Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
Chef.
goddamn Kennedy. Go all the way back. Rich white people, kids is always foul and corrupt. There's no surprise in that.
Right.
And they get away with the shit. White people get away with the shit. We're disproportionately convicted in our justice system right now. In my state, black men get more time than their white counterparts do that commit the same goddamn crime. It ain't nothing new that this system ain't for us.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. We got to move on.
Yeah. Right. That's why it's reparations and separations, Kevin Barnes. They pass what the hell they owe us. We can do exactly that. Move along and separate and build our own shit.
Hey, and there's no argument with undisputed truth, okay? But Chef Rob said he wanted to drop some knowledge. Okay, Chef Rob, go ahead with it. Come on with it.
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and brother was talking about here. He keeps talking about move on. I'm going to tell you how I live my life. I can't determine where I'm going tomorrow until I figure out what happened yesterday. And then what happened yesterday can go ahead and help me today. You can't go ahead and ignore the past. You must learn from the past.
Right.
In order to make changes for you today.
I agree fully, brother. And, my experience is
wrong in the past either.
Hold on, Sarge. Lady Tay got something to add. Go ahead, Lady Tay.
I said I agree. I would agree with the chef. I agree, brother. And my experience, my black experience, is still ongoing every day. You know, it's still happening, regardless of what happened in the past, or there's still things that happen on a day-to-day basis to me. You see what I'm saying? I'm still going through the same systemic changes that I won't be able to know. You know, it's just how you said it. You know, we gotta acknowledge it, and we gotta, we're gonna eventually move past it, but we can't really move past it if every day
we're constantly reminded of it. We're constantly victims of it.
But once again, I grew up on the knee of a mother who lived through it, so I listened to the stories about her mother and her father hiding him under the house when Emmett Till got lynched because he was in Lane, Mississippi, and they was in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. All my mother ever told me was about the way shit used to be, how they were treated in the South. So I understand it, I recognize it, and for me it's fuel. For me it's fuel. I'm gonna be that much better because I know how they fucking treated us. So I'm that much more tight. I'm from the street. From the street. In the street, you gotta be tight. If you want to live, you gotta be tight.
Yep.
You can't leave no stone unturned.
No.
And that's how I feel as a black man. You don't leave no stone unturned.
Right.
My fault for being emotional.
Okay, no, Mr. Barnes, man, we appreciate your energy, brother, and definitely appreciate your input right here, man, and appreciate your education. Now, also, too, ladies and gentlemen, we created a hashtag about 6 years ago called Resurrection of the Mental Dead, and we have a group by the same name as well. Please contribute to that group. Please spread that hashtag right there. You know what I'm saying? It's because we got a whole lot of brain dead folks in our community. America's got a whole lot of brain dead folks. You know what I'm saying? But the Asian community people, let's look at this here, particularly from what I observed out here on the West Coast. Now, when the rebellion went down in 1992, okay, it was very incredible of how the Korean community had came together, and they went there, man, and circled their wagons. I mean, very, very quickly. And what I mean by quickly, let me see, the verdict came down, man, at about, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, April the 30th, 1992. Reginald Denny was getting the shit beat out of him, man, say about 45 minutes later, you know, the truck driver right there. Okay, but it's very interesting of how the Koreans went and armed themselves in a place called Koreatown, which is a section of the city of Los Angeles. And I spent some years over there in my youth, and I remember when there weren't too many Koreans living over there, let alone them having a Koreatown. But this here just goes to show how they pulled their together. You see what I'm saying? And build up their own community. Now, like what happened there early part of last month, we all commented on it. You too, Mr. Barnes. You know, when a brother threw up the bat signal with the hat.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Montgomery, and the chair incident happened down there at the Montgomery Brawl. You know what I mean? And definitely a shout out, you know, to the community coming together there, which is in the law of physics called an implosion, where you have scattered matter that comes together all of a sudden.
That
okay?
dock,
Like
that dock, Shabaka, was a slave, was an auction block.
Okay, well, see, once again, Brother Che, as we so eloquently pull it, but the same thing with the hurricanes. They take the paths of the slave ships. You see what I'm saying? That's the spirit of their ancestors. You see what I mean?
Yep.
And then when them good old boys got filled up with that joy juice, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, man, I'm glad there, pow, ping, bing, bing, bing. And then the chairman, who got busy. Okay.
Yep.
Then the chairman got busy. Okay. And then, from what I understand, is that Stephanie Mills, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Merritt took his case, I think,
Mills,
Shabaka. Reggie Ray, the chairman. I think I think it was Lee Merritt that took his case.
Oh, okay. And I do know Stephanie Mills is putting on a benefit concert to pay all his legal fees.
Nice. Shout out to Stephanie Mills.
Yeah, you see. You see, now that there is beautiful. See, that's coalescence right there. That's unity right there. You see. Now, if we can come together like that, you know, and that there was a state of emergency, okay, brother did send up, excuse the expression, the bat signal with that hat.
Yeah.
You see, and then, of course, we got to give it to the youngster,
Aquaman,
okay, Yeah. And I see Kevin Barnes has left the conversation. He dropped off. Okay, we definitely appreciate Mr. Barnes coming in when he can too. And also, too, folks, definitely check out Outlaw Radio with Kevin Barnes. He comes on twice a week. You know him, the witch doctor, Sister Courtney, and what have you. He has a great staff right there, and they're always dropping some very, very heavy knowledge. Okay. All righty. And I see
Shabaka, before we get off the air, there are two issues currently in news I want to run by you to get your take on.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Now, I know you and I are both big Second Amendment proponents. No doubt about that. On that, we are allegiance. I was just wondering your take on this little petty
Kevin Porter Noble.
Mexico, who decided to use
Kevin Porter Noble
to obliterate the Second Amendment rights of people in the city of Albuquerque and another county. And she actually determined that an oath of office was not absolute, and she justified doing it. And she's getting all kinds of backlash, amazingly enough, from gun control proponents and her own Democrat Attorney General and the sheriffs in New Mexico. She's really catching flack.
Right. Okay. What did you say her name was?
Lushan Griffin. Grisham. Grisham. She issued
the part 3 is going on in an hour.
She on her own authority, with no legislative authority whatsoever, is going to suspend the right of the people in those two jurisdictions to carry concealed or carry openly. People in the state said, hell no. On Sunday, they had a big-ass rally. There was hundreds, if not thousands, up there. They were all carrying their AR-15 and their pistols over. Not one cop tried to arrest him. Not one sheriff came and messed with him. But they just flat out said, we're not obeying this edict, which is what it is. People haven't thought about running a revolt over this.
Okay, Sarge, hold on to prove your point here, man. I'm pulling it up right now. Okay, CNN anchor grills New Mexico Governor Jean Grisham about public health gun ban order. How are you not violating the Constitution? Now, I agree with you on this here, Sarge, is because the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution states, hold on, Sarge, now here I go back to Pants as a Black Cat. Okay, bear with me, Sarge. I'm going to read it for all our listeners and our well wishers to hear, is that the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the people should have the right to bear arms and it should not be infringed. Okay, it should not be infringed, meaning that there's nothing to go against it. Period. Open and shut.
People point out to there is no off-on switch for the United States Constitution, not even a medical emergency, which this woman is trying to justify. And like I said, what is most startling to me is not just this edict, but is the fact she said her oath of office is not absolute. Now, look, if she really believes that, then she has an ounce of integrity in her body, which she does not. But if she did, she would immediately resign. Because an oath of office is absolute, and oath is absolute. It means you are swearing and affirming to whatever transcendent power you believe in that what you are about to undertake is absolutely true. It is absolute.
Sarge. Yeah, you'll get no argument on me on that one there, Sarge. You absolutely are correct. You know what I'm saying? If you can't fulfill the oath of your office, man, this is why they have what they call impeachment.
You should quit.
This is why
you should quit.
This is why they have resignation. This is why they have to recall elections.
Wrap it up.
Because the Constitution says that all power is inherent into the people. Okay. Now, you got a lot of politicians over the years, over the centuries that violated it. And we're not going to mention your boy Trump, Sarge. You know, we're going to go on and let the chips fall.
Yeah, he did one or two things I didn't like. I got to admit, he did.
Yeah. Okay, but however, Sarge, that I'm going to take $50 and I'm going to go over here to a sports book and see if they got a wager thing up there like they used to do the fight. Will the dumb get convicted or not? And I'm going to put my money on that.
Now, you know me. Like I said, I go by facts and evidence. And everything I'm looking at, say this whole thing is the most bogus, most bullshit series of indictments I've ever seen directed any individual ever. Why do I say that? Because I've read every one of the indictments. I've looked at the law. I've looked at the evidence they put up, and they're bullshit. Flat out bullshit. That's why I say it. They gotta prove what's in those indictments.
Damn, Sarge, you made that very apparently clear.
They gotta prove what's in the indictment.
Okay, Sarge. You'll get no argument from me on that.
It don't mean you gotta like Trump. All it means is you gotta understand what the law is, what beyond a reasonable doubt means, and what the prosecution is required to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And I have no doubt that if this guy gets a jury in Fulton County, that Donald Trump will be convicted. He will be.
Okay.
Because I see what that grand jury, remember I told you at the beginning of the show, what that unhinged grand jury did? Despite the fact that woman showed him in the plain English that she should be able to comprehend that what she understood to be there was not there.
Okay. All right, Sarge.
Can I make a point?
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead, Chef.
Okay, so I'm listening to you, Sarge, and this is why you want to protect Donald Trump so much. We have history.
I want to put the rule of law.
I'm pro-West.
Hold on.
Let's go say that.
When you get saying back when Barack Obama was president, if you go on the
I'm pro-tangible.
birth certificate thing. You was made all in comments and nothing happened. You even talked about going to Hawaii looking for his birth certificate. Remember all that?
Yeah.
I do.
So go ahead.
I think we all do.
All of those charges.
Chef Rob, we all remember that.
Because you listen to all the stuff. Nasty stuff you were saying. More than that.
I stand by every word of it.
Damn.
And I stand by every word. And one thing. The only thing that I do not stand by, the only thing that I now reconsider, everything you said was correct, save one thing, Chef Rob, and that is this. At the time I said that statement that Obama would be indicted on something and most likely go to jail, I had belief in the system that once the evidence shows, once
Go ahead,
let me finish.
You got the floor,
Jesus Christ.
Warrant an indictment or a special counsel, the authorities, with the requisite responsibility.
Hold on, we gotta let Sarge get his sound off out.
I no longer believe that. I believe the corruption in this deep state government.
Oh, what? Oh, wow.
Oh, God, that is no longer true.
Unmuted.
Wow, Sarge. It took that moment for you to realize how corrupt and insidious this system is. Wow. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chef Rob.
No longer true, Chef Rob. I don't believe that anymore.
Okay, now just yours.
Hold 2 presidents later.
Right. Okay. Because doesn't have the Constitution
It takes some longer than others, lady say.
Doesn't it say in the Constitution that when the government goes whack, the people have a right to change it, and not only do they have a right to change
Just look at them Biden supporters.
Bound to change.
That's in the Declaration, sir, not the Constitution.
Okay, all right, but this
Don't do the tell Biden.
along with his 31-year-old partner in 1966 went to go to prove to do just that
He about
and to enlighten the people
He about to
about
turn
it.
82 because it's the oldest president ever in the U.S. history.
Well, okay.
They went to jail, Sarge. They went to jail on trumped-up charges,
Yeah, like people on
Sarge.
January 6th.
Okay,
Yeah,
they
same thing.
okay,
Like people on January 6th.
Okay,
He ain't gonna
You
live.
know January 6th.
I agree in principle, but all things are not
January 6th was quite
equal.
entertaining.
There's a rough equivalence.
Sarge,
January 6th,
Sarge,
and
January
people in the
6th.
Black Panther Party
And you see who got the most time for January 6th too.
There is a comparable similarity. It's only comparable.
Sarge, who got the most time for J6?
No, it's not, Sarge, because that old senile bastard who, before he was your 40th president, by the name of Ronald Wilson Reagan, and made Grecian formula and crazy glue, rot his stinking ass up there in Ventura County where they buried his solid
I
ass.
concur.
Okay? Now, he got up there, Sarge. Ronald Reagan got up there in 1967, okay, when they passed that Mulfer Act and said there's no reason, ladies and gentlemen, that people should be
Shabaka
going
on
out
his
there
history
with
lesson.
a loaded gun. But yet, though, man, you're going to arm the Los Angeles Police Department with SWAT. Yet, you're going to have the Oakland Police Department do what they did. Yet, you're going to have the San Francisco Police Department do what they did when they killed Mario Woods. This is why I'm upset with Cop Mama. She was the DA when that went down. Then the LAPD goes up there, murders a deaf man, handcuff him, lay him on the ground, shoot him in the back by the name of Ezell Ford. Okay, where they're being held accountable at, Sarge? Now, where was the
wait a minute.
as in human shit when he should have issued an executive order to have them bastards arrested, just like his predecessor, George H.W. Bush did, that when a rebellion went down in 1992, hey, not only did the governor of California send in the National Guard, I'm sending in the regular army. Whoa. But then what did Bush Senior do? He says, hey, now, after I send in the regular army in Los Angeles, what he did, and Los Angeles did go up in 1992, okay, he said, put them dudes in the federal joint and charge them with civil rights violations. Now, Powell fell.
That was the day the niggas took over.
Coon fell. Okay, let me see. And Timothy Wynn fell. The only one who did not get convicted was Theodore Bracino. Now, the cold part about this here, Sarge, now these here are some of your colleagues now. Sergeant Coon gets up there in the state trial. that he did not have no recollection of no incident of Rodney King being hit with a baton 50 times. He had no recollection of an incident where Rodney King was hit with tasers multiple times and the prongs were pulled out and reloaded and shot into him again by the same Sergeant Coon. He did not have no recollection of this incident. And to me, if that fool did not have any type of regulation, of cold hard facts like that in an incident as serious as that, plus the rebellion that happened shortly after his acquittal, then that man should be deemed mentally incompetent and never should have been a member of the LAPD. And then not to mention the sick psychopathic bastard that you had who was the chief of the Los Angeles Police Department by the name of Daryl Davis. Read his book called Chief Sarge. I did. Okay, and you will see of how emotionally disturbed that individual was. Okay, go ahead, Sarge. I just had to get that out.
Now, as far as, boy, you so many subjects, man. I want to comment on what you're saying. Okay, go back to Ronald Reagan, okay? First of all, the governor of the state of California has no direct hand in how the city of Los Angeles decides to put or train its SWAT team. The only time he or the Attorney General of the state of California will have any say-so on what they do there is if and when they violate California law and it comes to detention. So they don't have anything to put out there organized, equipped, and trained. That's up to the city.
Phil Scott
They don't have day-to-day operation over the way the LAPD runs. And secondly of all, look, you try to hold Ronald Reagan responsible for things he's just not directly responsible. We got to see for federalism in this country. He's responsible for the things the governor of California is responsible. Now, I will appreciate you holding him responsible for those things. Not for every little, he's not a dictator of the state of California. He's governor. Okay? So, hold LAPD responsible for what they're responsible for, and Ronald Reagan for what he was responsible for. Now,
didn't he issue an executive order? What the fuck are you talking about?
Stacey Coon, I saw the testimony.
Who knows anymore?
Saying under oath.
Ronald Reagan, Sylvie Nixon,
He said that what his officers did with Rodney King Day was a textbook application of a use of force against a resisting suspect. Now that's what he said under oath. Not that he had no recollection. He recollected very well with it. He said what he did was in complete accordance with LAPD policy. And by the way, I got a copy of LAPD policy at the time because I was a use of force instructor, and I wanted to extrapolate lessons from it when I taught it to my students. And it was in accordance with LAPD policy.
Okay, Sarge. Now, glad you brought that point up. Moving to the George Floyd case, when they brought in the use of force expert from the Los Angeles
Shabaka.
And then
Shabaka.
Yes, sir.
We realize we're down to our last 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me get this is going to be my closing comment here, Brother Check. Okay. In the George Floyd case, okay, we're in closing comments, folks. Okay. All right. I'm starting the closing comments myself. Okay. Is that the LAPD use of force experts went to Minneapolis.
Everybody going live. Afro
and they had stated that what Derek Chauvin did was even beyond their warped imagination and their lust for brutalization of black people. They said even a lapdog said that was too much. And anytime that you get a murdering racist institution by the LAPD that goes ahead and says that something was wrong with that, Chauvin should be facing a death penalty. But, however, the state of Minnesota does not have a death penalty. So what they need to do with Chauvin is pull his ass up out of Minnesota, take him into federal court, and hit him with the death penalty, just like they did Timothy McVeigh with the Oklahoma bombing crisis. I believe that there was the late 90s, if I'm correct on that, Sarge.
Yes. All right. Now, I looked at all of everything you said. Once again, when it happened, I went to the website of the Minneapolis Police Department, and I looked at their policy, their knee restraint policy. I looked at it, I read it, I saved it, I got it on my computer. From all of the video that were able to be captured, from all of it, that showed all of the angles where he had placed it, was in accordance with Minneapolis police policy. It was. He had been certified in the use of bullets. He had a training certificate that certified him understanding proper application of the restraint techniques. In the videos I saw that were introduced at trial, every time they showed a picture from that angle, from behind, from the other body cam videos, where you can see where he had his knee, it was on his shoulder blade. I am absolutely convinced that yes, the restraint was a proximate cause of Floyd's death, but it was a contributory factor to his horrid cardio-arterial circulation system, which according to the autopsy was about ready to burst any damn day, contributed to by the aggravated delirium he was in, brought on by the stress of the arrest and the adrenaline surge in his body and the difficulty he had in breathing. He could breathe, but all these other factors were aggravating his ability to get oxygen to his compromised cardiocirculatory system. All of those things contribute to his death, and it was not just the knee that he put on his back. It was on his back.
And then also, too, Sarge, if you look at the video...
And the best is manslaughter if you want to put a charge, because there isn't a first-degree murder.
Sarge, it's first-degree murder, Sarge, as you know, is with intent, willful intent. In the first degree,
did he have an intention to kill him?
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Okay, but when Chauvin was putting his neck on that man's, when he put his knee on that man's neck, and that man was saying, Mr. Officer, I cannot breathe. He kept saying that he cannot breathe. Then when you look at the video closely, because me and Brother Che, we looked at it about 100 times, Brother Che, that we had looked at that video.
Unmuted.
It was definitely more than once.
Yeah. Okay, and then you would see, okay, Sarge, the man is saying I cannot breathe. The man is struggling, gasping for air. The man pisses on himself, Sarge. You saw urine running from his body. It was the radiator fluid from the car that he was up on. But the man was urinating on himself, Sarge. And then on top of it, they had him handcuffed. I mean, even if they went out there and whooped his ass, man, but to choke that man like that, Sarge, come on, man.
Look, first of all, you cannot make words without an air exchange. It is impossible. So he had to be breathing to speak. You cannot speak without an air. He was having difficulty breathing because that's what happens when you're having when your circulatory system is compromised. You do not process oxygen no matter where it's coming from. There's no doubt that the arrest aggravated all of these things. He was resisting arrest. His adrenaline was flowing. Did you read the autopsy report on everything they found wrong with his heart and his arterial sclerosis in his main arteries? He was clogged. It was horribly compromised.
Okay, Sarge, we'll save that.
I read the autopsy report.
Okay,
Sarge. I can get it for you.
Sarge.
Okay, Sarge. We at our closing comments. Get the autopsy report, Sarge, and tell you once again, Sarge, on this Friday, coming up, it'll be 11 a.m. your time. Okay, Brother Che got to call and wake me up, and I got to have my 12 cups of coffee to wake up here. This time zone at 8 a.m. We will talk about that on the next Grand Rising with Shabaka.
Oh, man, this guy was in horrible shape, man. You got to read the autopsy report. I mean, his circulatory system was really messed up from all the drug use.
Okay.
So
okay.
It wasn't drug use that killed him. No, it was a cop's knee to his freaking neck.
But it didn't cause it.
What caused this?
It felt like this Candace Owens thing.
Yeah, you sound like Candace Owens now, Sarge. Come on.
She did a whole documentary talking like that.
That is not uncommon when you're dying.
Okay, Sarge.
Oh my God, Sarge. You gonna try to sit up here and try to tell us he died from drug use when we know goddamn well he didn't OD.
That's not what I said. I was very specific in what I said. His compromised cardiovascular system was severely compromised by the stress of the arrest.
I think it'd be compromised if a grown ass man was sitting on my
I
neck.
think it would be compromised too, Sarge, if you had a 250-pound
man sitting on you.
Right.
Oh, he didn't weigh that much. Sharman weighed 165 pounds.
Either way, Sarge.
Oh, man.
Oh,
30 pounds.
That's what his booking says, Sarge.
Sharman is 62 and a half, and he's tipping the scale at 215.
Either way.
It's because, you know.
I mean, you put like more than 5 pounds, 10 pounds on your neck to see how it feels.
That dude, no. That dude is over 6 foot. That dude, man, you know, if George Floyd had a
white
pass before, Sharman work as an off-duty security guard for a nightclub, and Floyd was a bouncer, and both of them had interest in the same woman. Now, consider
that was personal.
Again, I'm looking at the record from the autopsy. I'm looking at it right here. They say he weighed 140.
They just lying all around.
And again, the record was not on. He was not on his neck.
What was he on, Sarge?
Video of the incident.
Sarge, what was he on?
Knee placement on his back, on his shoulder blade. Look, the man was having trouble breathing. There's no doubt about that either. He was having trouble breathing. But again, if he had
a 160-pound man on the back of your shoulders up towards your neck, he's putting his whole knees on you. You're not. You're gonna factor in the whatever
and applying more and more pressure, and looking like he was getting off on doing it.
He was smiling.
He was smiling, Sarge, while he was on top of that man for that 8-9 minutes.
That man was calling out for his mom. It was a full-blown murder right now.
Getting enjoyment and pleasure out of this.
Okay, now that's where you got a point. Now you got a point on should he have kept his knee on that long? Because after all, there's a possibility you got a suspect with a severely compromised cardiovascular, and you might kill him. Well, the Supreme Court made a decision about that, guys. I hate to tell you this. I know you don't like it, but if they did it,
anybody would die if a grown-ass man was sitting on their neck.
Are not obligated to know every medical fact about an individual they are arresting because they can't know every possible medical consideration.
You know what else, Sarge? Wow. Police are not obligated to protect you nor serve you. Also, Supreme Court.
Right.
Well, there's truth to that too. That's why you don't want to get cops involved in anything you don't have to. I agree with that.
And then now, Sarge. Now, do you know what it says on the side of the LAPD car, man? On every last one of them, on their black and white. You know what it says?
That's propaganda. Don't believe propaganda.
Don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Okay, but that's what they have over there to protect.
That's not a legal requirement.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Sarge. You don't believe in Sarge, so you don't believe in the policemen are your friend. They're here to protect and serve.
I'm gonna answer the question exactly. Because you don't mean I'm not a weasel. I answer your question directly. Here's what I believe. I believe that most cops are conscientious and would like you to think and would like to try to believe that you protect them at all times from all crime. But I know that ain't true. Cops are armed historians. They usually get there after something happens, no matter how conscientious they are. And a lot of cops ain't conscientious. Okay? So
the dumber the better.
The police cannot protect you all the time, everywhere. It just ain't true, no matter what the police say.
It ain't
gonna happen. It never happens.
Okay, Sarge.
Okay, we agree on something, Sarge.
Too many criminals with opportunity.
We definitely agree on that.
Okay.
That's why I believe in the right. That's why I believe in the right to keep and bear arms. Because the cops can't be everywhere.
Even if it's a napkin holder. Even if it's a napkin holder. I don't blame you.
It's no win, man. It's no win.
I was strapped. You look at it putting Mr. 9mm in his head.
Oh, man.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, Sarge. Now, keep in mind, that's Chicago, Illinois.
Illinois.
Mayor Richard Daley that he said to Martin Luther King in 1967. When you go into Marquette Park, you're doing it at your own risk, said Dr. King, because we can't help you. And keep in mind that Chicago has certain traditions there, Sarge, it was the home of Al Capone for many, many.
Yeah, the Democrats too. It was a Democrat mayor and a Democrat Martin Clark that did what they did to Martin Luther. You got to keep. I'm gonna keep reminding y'all of the policies and the jurisdiction and the regime of Democrats every chance I get. They were Democrats.
Yes, sir.
Richard J. Daley was the mayor. It was Democrat enclave. It was Democrats.
Right.
It was Democrats. It was Democrats.
Sarge.
They run all these big cities that are turning into dystopian hellhole.
Sarge, when is the last time
Sarge.
Chicago?
Can I make a point?
Go ahead.
When have you stopped making a point? You've been making points all day.
No, that's Chef, not
Oh, sorry.
Sarge.
I'm sorry, Chef. Go ahead, brother.
That's hard to believe. It's hard. You're going to keep on with the Democrat. You open your eyes. I
Right.
think
Tell, Chef.
the top 20 out of the top 20 cities that have high crime, they're all states. The majority of them are red states. You know, you keep
Oh
pointing
my
to Democrats.
Illinois.
Dude, I live in Chicago too, man. So
I think Sarge.
Illinois. It ain't a statewide Republican elected official in Illinois right now.
I think
what does that really have to do with crime? And you mentioned about going ahead.
Okay.
You talked about the George Floyd case. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. He should have been putting his knee on his neck anyway. But I want to bring up
It was on his neck, Sarge.
Yeah. I wish we could show it on the blog talk, and then we would really have a debate. That's horrible.
Whenever I listen to you start,
narcotics.
That was like
whenever
our
you go ahead, you want to talk about crime, especially when it was dealing with black folks. Black folks always in fault with you, man. I remember the Trayvon Martin, the Brown thing, almost every time.
Yep.
Every time. You need to pull your hand out your backside, man. Because
brother.
That's wrong and it's true. You're supposed. Hold on, man. Let me finish. So supposedly you all live in America. So why aren't the Republicans trying to work with the evil Democrats to go ahead and fix the problem? No, just complain and use it as get on your political horse and go ahead and use it so you go ahead and get elected. It makes no sense.
I would like to remind you of what Lloyd Wright did.
25 seconds.
I think you're the son of place. What he said.
Offered her
Put it out your ass.
to help her in Chicago, and she flat out rejected it. He was a Republican. He was offering it to a Democrat mayor, and she didn't want his help because he was an evil Hitler.
Oh my God.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Damn, they pulled the plug. They pulled the plug right there, like fuck this.
Like fuck this. Try to get back in there. See if they can get. Oh, no, it's over.
No, it's over. It said thank you. Your episode has ended.
Did you go into overtime?
Barely. We got 10 seconds in the overtime. Nope.
I think that's a good thing, man, because I mean, fucking and Sarge can go at it all night, and nobody else can get in a word in edgewise. And Sarge, you're the sunken place, cuz.
Oh, big time.
Like you're in a land of delusion right there. Like that shit is just horrible. Like, man, a lot of shit I heard today was just like, whoa.
Yeah, Shabaka just put it in the chat.
Well, yeah. Right.
Yeah, we knew they was gonna pull the plug, Shabaka. We can't even act like we surprised.
I think it's just because he's in the sunken place. They had to get us out of there before we got cooties and ended up going down that rabbit hole with him on the agreement. No.
Yeah.
No, that was a hard ass phone call for me. I got shout out to the chef, man.
Right.
Shout out to the chef. Well, let's get started, man.
It's already started. It's already ready. I just got to hop from this stream to the next. Okay, so thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back in like 30 minutes with a brand new episode, part 3 of the Frontline Black News. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, stay black, stay dangerous, stay empowered. And thank y'all for tuning into this Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced in conjunction with Frontline Black News and, of course, the RBA.
And I'm still holding to my black experience is affected every day, regardless of my shading. I wouldn't let the shade deflect the message. Still having a full blown.
Oh, Shabaka just hopped on. Shabaka must have closed it out.
I think you got all hyped up, man. Sorry, you got you under the collar.
Shabaka. Oh. All right, well, thank y'all. We'll see y'all in 30 minutes.
Quite possibly, unless it's going like that, I'm like, hell no, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it, man. It's a hard day for me. What you eating?
Pistachios.
All right, then. Talk for now. Stay black and dangerous. Stop stealing my words. I have to charge you rent.
It's a slogan. You can't copyright a slogan because.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you can. I looked it up. So, but yeah, stay black, stay dangerous, stay empowered, and we'll see y'all in 30 minutes.